And then release your hands and open your eyes and lift your gaze. All right. So I'm going to make my way over to the mat now. And we'll start by lying down on your back. So lying down on your back, just pausing there with your legs straight out, arms down by your sides, and just for a moment let your entire body settle into the feel of the floor and the blanket beneath you, the mat beneath you, the floor beneath you. You could even travel deeper to the earth beneath you. And then bend up both your knees, fold your knees upward, feet about hip distance apart. And then bring your arms into the goalpost position. We'll do a few spinal waves this morning. So on your inhalation, arch your low back. The low belly expands upward. And on your exhalation, draw that low belly down to the spine and spine to the earth. And maybe just keep the arms where they are, or we could draw the forearms up together on the exhalation, keeping the head on the floor. And then on the inhalation, arch your low back, even arch your mid back a little bit on that. And on your exhalation, pelvis tilts upward, tailbone tilts upward, belly comes down, spine moves down, upper spine moves down, rounding the spine. So we'll move back and forth in this position, in this movement pattern, I should say, these spinal waves for a moment or so. So as you bring the forearms back down to the floor, press them gently on the inhalation and feel that slight spreading of the pectoral region of your chest. And as you exhale and you bring the forearms towards each other, you feel the back body, the shoulder blades spreading, opening the space of the heart center on your back body. Let's do a couple more of these. Warming up the wings of the heart, the shoulders. And warming up the region around our neck, which is very nice. And as we open the arms back out, we're doing that decompression of the lymph vessels on the front body, and on the exhalation, when we bring the forearms together, we're squeezing those vessels. Remember that from a few classes ago, that these movement patterns in the yoga is so wonderful for the lymphatic system. Okay, and then pause there and just feel for a moment. You can bring your arms down by your sides and see how that feels. And then stretch both legs out. Maybe rock your feet in and out, legs in and out a little bit. Just kind of shake the legs, flutter the legs. And then take your arms over your head. Oop, forgot to move this stuff. And exhale. Bring your right knee into your chest. Hold the right knee and stretch your left arm out to the left, palm facing up. On your inhalation, with that bent knee, take the right leg over to the right. On your exhalation, you draw the knee up, capture it with your left hand, stretch the right arm out, and then cross it over. Bent knee twist, stretching all those fibers on the right hip. And then on your next breath in, you bring the knee back up. Either capture the back of your leg or the fabric of your pants, and then stretch it up for this dynamic hamstring stretch. And then fold the knee back in to the chest. That'll be an exhalation, and then on your inhalation, stretch your arms back over your head. So this is the Baxter Bell Vinyasa one that many of you know this one. And then again, on the inhalation, you take the knee out to the side. Nice little opening for the inner groin region. On your exhalation, you bring the knee up. The left arm goes to the left, palm up, and you draw the knee over to the right. And you open the fibers of the left outer pelvis. On your inhalation, you come up, either holding the back of the leg or the pants and stretching the leg up as best you can. On the exhalation, you fold the knee back in, hug it tight to the chest, and then inhale. Let's do one more. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale. And let's just, I'll go through the instructions, but, really carry it through at your own pace so that you're not breathing too slow for your comfort or too fast for your comfort. Now, once you take the right knee over for the bent knee twist, let's hold that one. And then as you hold it, begin to feel the nuances of the fibers releasing around the outer pelvic region. Stretch that right arm away from you. Turn the palms up. Stretch the fingers long and feel that release of the pectoral region here of your chest. Very nice. On your next in-breath, bring the knee up. Hold the back of your leg and stretch it up for that yummy hamstring release. Fold the knee in. Exhale, hug it to the chest. And inhale, arms back over your head, leg goes out. And same on the left side. Knee to the chest. Out to the side. Cross it over. And then hold it. Hold it in the bent knee twist and feel again. The outer left hip, outer pelvis, left pectorals. Yes. Inhale, bring it up. We have company scratching on the door. You can probably hear my baby Stormy. Stretch up through the left heel. Waking up the hamstrings on the left side. Folding the knee in. Exhale. And stretch everything out on the inhalation. And then bring arms down by your sides. All right, everybody doing good? Okay, so what did I do with my strap? There it is. So let's go ahead and take our strap. And you have a loop, so you could make use of your loop. I'm going to go ahead and move this stuff out of my way. All right, so big toe supta padangusthasana. Taking the strap, I'm going to use my loop just because it's there. And I like using a loop anyways. Take it to the head of the heel and reach up with your heel. Again, squeezing the front thigh muscles and stretch your left leg out if that's available to you today. If the right leg is somewhere down, really low, or you have anything going on with the hips or the low back, you might want to keep the opposite knee bent. Okay? And then reach up with your heel, spread your toes. Front thigh muscles are gently contracting. And then from here, just let your arms lift up. Let your shoulders lift up away from the floor. And we always say, let's don't do that. I just want you to feel that and see the shoulder blades are spreading. You feel that. But now, draw the shoulders back down to the floor. Arms are straight. And as you give a gentle pull on the strap, it's very gentle pull, you can feel the muscles between the shoulder blades engaging, the scapular stabilizers and the upper back muscles. Very nice to be able to strengthen our upper back muscles while doing the Supta Padangusthasana. All these poses, so every piece of the pose is connected. All right, let's go to the other side. You can do a mid-air switch if you like. Again, the strap goes at the head of the heel. Again, depending, like this side, I work with my right knee bent, my opposite knee bent, because I do have some challenges going on in my left hip and back today. Reach up with the heel, spread your toes. Again, gently contracting the front thigh muscles to release the hamstrings. Again, let your shoulders, rise up. Just notice how that feels. Feels kind of crunchy around the neck for me. And then draw the shoulders down. Feel the muscles engaging on the upper back. Yeah, feels nice. And reach up with the heel. Squeeze the front thigh muscles. And breathe. Yeah. So the body and the practice and life and us remind me of each other. Each pose is connected. Each piece of the pose is connected. And like we are all connected. And then slowly release. Just take your strap away. Take your strap off to the side for now. Stretch your legs out. Shake your legs a little bit. See how that feels. It's kind of nice to shake your hips if you want to. Shake it, shake it, shake it. And then bend both knees. So we know that because there are no bridges in the body, there's no fences in the body, I should say. No partitions as far as like blocking something off. There are diaphragms, which are partitions to protect certain things, but there aren't any blockages. Everything is connected. So cross your right ankle over the left thigh for eye of the needle, and you either hold on to the back of your left leg or to the front of your left shin. You could have a block under your foot. You could have your foot at a wall. Some of you do that, and that's wonderful. And you also could use a strap and hold on to the strap as well. Okay? There are many ways to accomplish a pose so that we can benefit. Once you're in the pose for you, then you press the right heel away from the shin, pull the toes to the knee, and you maybe use your right elbow to press the right thigh slightly away from you. And whatever you're feeling, be there and breathe into that. So we begin to actually feel what we're doing. And that's so important, is to feel each thing that we do. Really be in the present moment of each pose, each feeling of the pose, each nuance of the pose. And the same thing for life, be in the nuance of each step, each breath, each action, each word. And then slowly release. And before going to the other side, do a gentle rocking of your knees. And then lift your knees up. Let your feet come up and do a little bit of circling with your ankles. You can hold on if you need to. And then shake them out a little bit. Just feels nice. And makes it interesting. I'm taking your mind off the next side, right? All right. Cross your left ankle in front of your right thigh. Press the heel away from you. Pull the toes to the knee. And either the back of the leg, strap, block, wall, or the front of the leg. And hold. And then maybe you can use your left elbow to press the left thigh away. And I'm pretty sure that each side's going to be different for most of us, right? I know it certainly is for me. And, it's my left side has more boundaries, more restrictions than my right side. And I actually used to not like that very much, but I kind of like it because it gives me a lot of information. What am I doing to create that? So begin to look at, how am I standing? How am I walking? How am I sitting? And so there's a lot of information that each pose and each side of a bilateral pose can give you. And it would be quite boring if both sides were exactly the same, don't you think? I thought you would agree. And then slowly release. And then maybe shake the legs out a little bit. Stretch your legs out. And let it all go. But I thought this was a shoulder class. Well, it is, but the hips affect everything below, above, right? So your hips do affect what is above, and that would be your low back and your neck and your shoulders. Usually it runs on a diagonal pattern. If there's right hip, left shoulder function is sometimes mirror each other. Okay. So, but from here, let's go ahead and roll onto your side. Use your hands to press up. Okay. And then take your second blanket or your beach towel. I have to fix my hair. All right. So, and then make a blanket roll. And make the roll appropriate for your comfort level of your back. So it might be a smaller roll, might be a larger roll. Okay, but do make it nice and neat and firm. And then take the blanket or beach towel that you have on your mat and fold that up. Okay? And then once you fold it up, fold it again and make it a half fold like this, skinny fold. And then I'm walking up here, right? So take your blanket roll, place it across the mat, and the half blanket fold, I want to turn it so that it looks like a T formation. The skinny edge is going back that way. Have a little space right here. That's where your cervical spine will be, right there, the neck spine. Your head may be here if you need it. I certainly like it for my head support. And we've done this a lot before. So you've got your loop pre-made. So I lie down with this in the axillary region, the armpit region. And then one side, this is at Julie Gumastad, which she is so incredible. I love her. I love her work. She's awesome. We missed her last year. Okay. And then you're on your shoulder blades, so you capture the scapula, the shoulder blades with your blanket roll. And then you can sort of wiggle a little bit, get it just right. Yeah. Keep your knees bent for now. Keep your knees bent up for now. And then this is where it gets a little tricky because now it seems like the strap wants to fall below the elbow, but have it between the elbow and the wrist or on the elbow. You can do that too. And I have the tail of the strap facing the wall behind me. And then stretch your arms straight up. You got it? Okay. All right. So reach your fingertips upward. Now this is much like what we were doing a few moments ago in the Uttanasana, the big toe pose, when we were stretching our arms up and we felt the shoulders lifting away from the floor. We feel the shoulder blades spreading. This is called scapular protraction. So you reach them upward. Keep them reaching upward. Don't let them get lazy. And then you begin to take the arms over your head. Push out into the strap as you do this. Keep pushing out into the strap. So, and watch your ribs so that they don't jut way up to the ceiling because that can shorten your neck spine. So, but let the ribs move down. From here, you can keep knees bent, or you can take legs out straight. And if you take legs out straight, please keep them active. Roll the inner thighs down to the earth. Reach out through the inner heels and reach out through the mounds of the big and little toe mounds. Stretch the fingers to the wall behind you. And now we'll begin to move in this posture, okay? So let's bring the arms up. Inhale, reach arms up to the sky. On your exhalation, take them over the head. And let's do that a few times. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Just keep your gaze soft. Really reach the fingertips upward to the ceiling each time you come up. Keep pressing out into the strap. Now, if that creates any impingement sensation in anywhere in your shoulder or neck region, you could widen the strap. Try that. Or you could take the strap off and just take the arms over the head and do it that way today. But do keep practicing, you know. Yoga is definitely progression. So my shoulders are so much different now than when I first started yoga. So much different. It's incredible, the difference. And so it takes a lot of work, which is good. Work is good. Yoga work is good. And a lot of determination and practice. Now let's do 1 or 2 more. Reach them up as you come up on the inhalation. Keep pressing out into your strap. And then bring the arms up. Let the elbows bend. Drop the arms down. Let your fingers slide out of your strap. Bend your knees up. Fold your knees up. Take your strap over to the side. Gently roll them to your right side. Support yourself with your elbow. Slide your blanket roll from underneath you. And then come onto your back body again. You could take the head support from underneath you as well. Okay, so if you can see me, take your arms back up to face the fingers face the ceiling, and then clasp your elbows. So this was sort of a soothing movement after all that hard work, right? So reach the elbows up a little bit. Inhale. On your exhalation, drop your elbows over to the right and just rotate your head to the left. On your next inhalation, bring the elbows up. On your exhalation, elbows go over to the opposite side and your head rotates to the opposite side. Knees stay upright and the pelvis stays connected to the floor. So each time if you take the elbows over to one side, you can feel the opposite side of the posterior shoulder capsule being stretched or released or opened. You're also working on those lymph vessels here. So each time you take the elbows over to one side, the opposite side, upper arm, squeezes in on the lymph vessels on that side. Each time you rotate your head, you decompress and compress lymph vessels as well. So another, just a reminder that the yoga is such an incredible practice for our lymphatic system. Each side might feel different, and that's, again, I like that. And then pause, rest your arms down by your side, stretch your legs out. Shake your legs, shake your arms, bend your knees, roll onto your side, support your head, and press up. Okay. So have a blanket down for your knees. I like a blanket. If you don't need one, then you certainly don't need one. But I like to have one. And bring your 2 blocks to the front of your mat. Okay. My clock stopped working, so I had to grab the cell phone. Okay. And then bring your knees to your blanket or onto the mat. Step your right foot forward. Go into this lunge, maybe lifting and taking the left knee back a little more. Looks like I'm going out of camera focus here. So I'll come back a little bit. Okay. And then bring your hands to your thigh if that's available to you today. Lifting the low belly fibers up, broadening the chest, lifting one arm and maybe both arms. Keeping the gaze straight ahead or slightly down, or if you're okay to look up, look up. And then switch sides. And then lunge forward, that nice opening of the hip flexor region. Bring your hands to the left thigh. Shoulders down. Lift one arm. Maybe lift both arms. And release. Okay, from here, either keep the 2 knees together or separate them slightly, okay? Either keeping toes curled under, like I'm doing here, or uncurl the toes. Either one works. I like mine curled to stretch them. And then if you need a block or another blanket for head support, you would have that. Coming into an active child's pose, or what looks like a child's pose, right? So walk your hands along, grasp to the edges of your mat, and then press your palms forward as your hips come back towards your heels. You feel this nice spreading of your shoulder blades here, and the nice rising of your shoulder blades, your scapula. And then let go of the edges of your mat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press up. Okay. All right, let's come up to standing. Let's fold your blankets up, get those out of the way. And you've got your belt with a loop. You can just put that around here for now. A little, belt necklace. I'm just kidding. All right. And then if you have a wall, does everybody have a wall nearby or a piece of furniture that can, be a wall today? My head is off on this thing, I think. So let me lift this up a little bit. The camera's a little finicky at times. Yeah, I think that might work though. All right, so we'll start with the one hand on the wall. It doesn't matter which one. And then that same side leg will be the active leg, the standing leg. So press down through the 4 corners of that standing leg foot and bend the opposite knee, clasp the instep of that foot, and then bring the knee straight down towards the floor. The tip of the knee faces the floor. So we have the belt in case we need it. So for instance, if I'm trying to hold my instep and I can't get it unless I bend to the side, then I could use my strap, you see, the loop. So you do what's good for you today, which will be safe for you, for your spine, keeping your spine nice and long. Keep the outer standing leg hip moving inward. And then you continue holding on to the wall, or we could add, let's do it. We could add, just be careful, a balance. Oh, you could let go of the wall and reach the arm upward. Whoa. Notice how your balance is today. And then let go. Pause there, maybe wiggle a little bit. And then we'll do the other side. So you could go ahead and turn around and do the other side so your hand is on the wall. Since my wall's here, I'll just do my second side again, okay, so that my back won't be to you. And then again, standing leg foot reaches down through the four corners of that foot, inner heel, outer heel, big toe mound, little toe mound. And then you either use the strap or you capture the instep of your opposite foot. And the goal is to bring the heel towards or touch the buttock. That might happen today. It might happen next week or a year or a few years from now. So again, the joy is in the journey, as you hear that saying, which is so true, is the movement into the poses, the preparation for the poses that are so beneficial and so important and valuable. And then slowly release. Awesome. Okay. So moving right along, we'll take our strap now and we'll place it where we had it earlier. So here you go. It's going to be at the elbow or slightly in front on the wrist side of your forearm. And then from here, come to the back of your mat and step your right foot, or it doesn't really matter which one today, step 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. So we're here preparing for the Virabhadrasana 1 pose. So bend your right knee. So it's the modification for Virabhadrasana 1. Lift the arms up and then press out and through your strap. Reach the arms up and let the shoulder blades rise with you. Don't hold them down. Don't cinch them down. Let them rise. They're supposed to rise. So while you're holding the pose, our glenohumeral joint is actually, the shoulder joint itself is responsible for 90 to, I think it's 120 degrees of flexion, which would be somewhere around here, maybe. But the combination of the movement of the scapula and the glenohumeral joint together creates that 150 to 180 range of motion, ROM. And so that's really important. All right, and then slowly release. Let's do the other side. How are we doing, okay? So whichever foot you step forward last, step the opposite one forward now. Opposite back, strap is around that same region near the elbow. Bend that front knee, lift the low belly fibers, let the arms rise, and let the shoulder blades spread and rotate upward. Very good. The wings of the heart, keep them healthy. So I found an article the other day. I'm going to bring mine down, hold it if you can. The article, I think, what did I do with it? Here it is. From Yoga International in January 2015. Keeping the Doctor Away was the title of this article. Awesome. All right, go ahead. Inhale, exhale, release your arms down. Shake that out a bit. Do a couple of shoulder rolls. Yeah. And then take your left hand to the top of your right shoulder and then stretch it over. So we open that posterior capsule. Really nice to do that. And then bring that one out, do a couple of shoulder rolls, and then take your right hand to the top of your left shoulder, use your opposite wrist or forearm, and pull it over. Each one's going to feel different. I have a lot more restrictions on my left, but I have impingement feeling on my right. So you want to notice all of those nuances in your body as well. And then slowly come out. And then a couple of shoulder rolls here. Yeah, we could do a dance, right? All right. So from here, let's go ahead and have a seat on either one or two blankets. Have your firm edge facing forward. Okay. Have your strap. I'm not sure if we're going to need it or not, but you know, we could play with that. And then stretch both legs out. Staff pose or Dandasana. So yes, I was reading this article about it just popped in my head because when I was flipping through it to decide whether or not I was going to keep the article, because I'm organizing all of my information here at home, my office. I like this one a lot. It's number 4 is lift your shoulder blades along with your arms. It is so important. I'll read you more of that in just a bit. But let's go ahead now and bend your right knee. If you have your block handy, that would be good, or a bolster or something behind you. And then lift your right arm up, left arm is behind you, hand on floor or block or bolster or blanket, just so the spine is upright again, not leaning backward, right? Reaching that right arm upward, letting that shoulder blade lift with you. Inhale as you press the left heel out away from you and the right foot down, keeping that hip connected to the earth. Exhale, turning to your left and maybe placing the elbow on the inside. So keeping the connection of the elbow and the knee together, they're isometrically pressing into each other. And you could, do a mudra, you could have the wave, or you could make the gentle fist like Terry Brown tells us, he does this one. I like this one a lot. It gives me a little more focus. So I spread my fingers and I do this. I feel a little more engagement of muscle fiber. Once you're in your twist, and we know we lift the spine when we come into these twists, you can turn your gaze back over the right shoulder. Inhale. On your exhalation, keep the lift as you release, taking the opposite leg out, bending now your left knee, fold the left knee inward, and press that foot downward, left hip downward, right hip, right heel outward. Left arm goes behind you, right arm goes behind you, sorry. Okay, and left arm lifts up. Inhale, spread open the whole left side of your body as you lift upward and press downward with the hip. Bringing the elbow on the inside, choose your hand position. Inhale, lifting up through the spine, exhaling, turning. Nice. Turn your gaze back over your left shoulder. I like turning my head back forward. It really softens my neck. So I just want to, share that with you. I've been doing that several years now, and I really like it a lot. Inhale, exhale, keep the lift as you slowly come out and stretch your legs forward. Awesome. Okay, so I'm sure that you either have pillows from, you might have a bolster at home, that would be awesome. Or you might have pillows from your bed or your couch or your chairs, or maybe somebody made you some special pillows for yoga. So if you could, and I'm assuming that you have blocks or you have books, we could place a block on the medium setting. So we have our low setting. So this is the low. That's more of a medium. And this is more of the high setting. Okay? You could place the block down on the low setting. So we're not moving into what you know as queen's pose. But we're just going to place the bolster on the lower like this so it's not so high up. Yeah, like that. And then some of you may need a little head support. So if your chin drops back when you're lying down, you definitely want a little bit of support for your head. Okay? Like that. And then so you've got your blanket roll, or your blanket, extra blanket, or your towel, right? So can you unfold whatever it is that you're using, so it's fairly long, and then make a big roll out of that. As Martha Garrett calls it, a big burrito. Okay? Burrito. I just thought about Santa Fe. Oh, I was supposed to be there this week, and so I'll just be patient for this all this to happen and get over with so that I can get back there and study with my other teacher, Tia. And then bring the soles of your feet here to the floor. Place, by folding your knees up, place the blanket roll in front of your insteps. Tuck the ends of the blanket underneath the back of your shins. Let your knees drop out to the side. Place your hands on the floor. Lift your chest. And then lift your pelvis just a little bit so you can scoop your tailbone forward. And then that elongates the low back a little bit. It takes the crunchy out of the low back. Begin to lie down. You know, I like to have a little head support. For me, I have a short neck spine in the back. So this allows my chin to be dropping slightly below my forehead, which helps to soften the throat so it's easier to breathe. And we'll be here for just a minute. So I'm going to come up. You stay there. Yeah. So if this is available to you, hang out here. But I do encourage you to be in a place where you're comfortable. So we're just letting the chest expand a little bit. Letting the legs release a little bit. Hips and shoulders mirror each other. So be in a place of comfort. We'll be there for another breath. Feel the rise and fall of your belly. Feel the tidal waves, the fluidity of your breath. And then from here, stretch your arms long. Bring your hands to your outer knees. Assist your knees vertical to vertical. Stretch your legs out from here, or roll onto your side. Come into whatever Shavasana that you feel comfortable in doing today. You could stay there in that position, that Supta Baddha Konasana, or you could take the bolster and place it under your knees. You could also turn around away from the bolster and make your legs up the bolster. I didn't demonstrate that one today, but that's another way of being in a very comfortable restorative position. So, but do allow the hips to relax and the low back to relax, and the shoulders definitely to relax so that you're not tightening around the delicate muscles of your neck. So as we move into this Shava pose this morning, this pose of integration, this pose of restoration, this pose of healing. Allow everything to drop with each letting go breath, your exhalation. Continue to explore the feelings of expansion and contraction of the tissues of your body with each breath. Enough. Enough. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. If not this breath, the sitting here. This opening to the life we have refused again and again until now. Until now. David White. Oh, begin to bend the knees gently and slowly and softly, one at a time. And then doing any micro movements, rocking of your knees, warming the sacral ligaments, the tissues around the sacrum and the low back. And then rolling onto your side body with your head supported. And when you are ready, slowly, as you press upward, let your head tilt downward, allowing the brainstem region of your head to be the very last thing that rises. Then we'll all meet in a seated position. So once you're seated, I would like to just Dive just a touch deeper into the article that I found. I thought about it this morning after I did this lesson plan, and I just want to read you this because there's sometimes controversy on it. Though there is a downward spin of the ball in the socket of the shoulder joint when the arms lift, that movement is distinct from that of the shoulder blades, which should be allowed to shrug upwards. The upward shrugging action hoists the rib cage up, decompresses the ribs and the spine, and takes pressure off the heart and lungs, while giving prana the space to play. How much you lift your shoulder blades? As high as they can go, and still take the rib cage with them. If the shoulder blades are lifting without the rib cage, we manifest things that we shouldn't probably want to do. Bring your hands together in front of your heart center, bowing to the beautiful light within you and within me. Namaste.